Hey everybody, uh, No Man here, and we're about to start the latest session for growing the tribe. And before we get started, I just wanted to go over the rules and let you know how we do things here. For those of you who are new or listening on recording, the way this works is Growing the Tribe is an interactive role-playing game that I play with chat. And what we do is basically we have our hero, Snottius the First, and chat basically decides what his actions are. And we basically decide how things are done via some consensus from chat. Uh, However, there's also the option of donating a super chat. So what people basically we do, it's like, okay, what do we want to have Snottius do? And then chat either votes on it or somebody donates a super chat and uh, they decide unilaterally what action that he's going to take. Now I have decided to expand a little bit on the super chat function of how it works for here. Basically, what you can do is you can also have different characters say certain lines. So if you do a donation and want somebody to say a line, then that's going to be worked in. That'll be what they say. The other thing I decided would be cool is if you can also use um, a super chat to name one of the NPCs, and of course everything has to be YouTube friendly. We don't want to have anything that is could be seen as offensive or something like that. So let's keep the names PG-13. All right, we got a few people coming in. Let me make sure that chat is working okay. Oh, cool. I don't know what the heck it is with the chat settings I have, but I have to pop the chat out to be able to see who's talking. So we got Old Man Skeletal, we have Adelto Ray, Mark Nicolay, Severed Pighead, and Zachary Weaver. All right, everyone seems to be coming in pretty well. I'm sipping on my tea. Uh, Unfortunately, I had my tea bag rupture, so there's a little bit of floaty stuff in my tea. Um, it was herbal ginger tea, so I'm having to deal with that. But that's fine. Let's do a brief recap of what's been going on, so we know what happened last time. If you also want to get caught up on the story quickly, you can listen to the audio bits that are basically the condensed version of the story. So yeah, basically the session that we have here will be turned into the continuing ongoing saga of Snotius as he grows his tribe, gets bigger, fights bigger and badder enemies, and eventually, conquers the galaxy or whatever he ends up doing. We don't know how. I thought he was going to die in the first session, but apparently not. If Snodius does die, then you have the option of respawning as a different orcoid. Uh, we started off as a snotling. We've gotten really big. We've mutated. We've become what I call a grotling. So you are actually bigger than the two Gretchen that you have in the tribe. And in your adventures, you decided to build a raft, set down the Great River, which is a little bit outside of Snotantinople, your glorious capital. You hit the river, floated down for a little while, and you saw a plume of smoke rising from the forest in the area where the bugs were, the colony of bugs that you saw before, and you guys tree climate in this. I kind of changed the story a little bit because I think it was tree climate in the role play, and then I changed it to just the snots and grots crest a hill to dramatically see what the humans were doing, and that will happen. I do fudge some of the details so things run a little bit smoother or are slightly more dramatic or are a little less clunky. I might move events around just to make things run smoother, but this is still going to be the basis for the story. And basically, we're going to start with you guys on the hill. The Humies are basically using a Burna or a Flamer, if you are Imperial, to clear out the bug hive, the bug colony, where you guys had stowed the Vox unit that they had been using to communicate. And so you got 3 humans that are down there, 3 humies that are down there with las guns and 1 with a flamer. And the 3 with las guns are kind of like chill and talking to each other. And the guy with the flamer is doing all the hard work of fumigating out all of the bugs. All right. Got a donation, $5 from Old Man Skeletal. Long-term promise, when in the far future we get Squigoffs, I require the first to be named Pog Mega. Complete the cycle. Thank you. All right, I will put that in a note in my, I got a thing of notes here. Well, we're going to have to get snake bites if we're going to, which might make sense. I mean, we're starting from ground up. It might make sense that we go the snake bite route where we're reliant on squigs and other things besides high-tech weaponry. But all right. So now comes to be the hard choice of what do you guys do? You currently have 12 snotlings with you, 5 of which are named. You have Tree Climber, Snotbow, Punch and Bag, Red Shirt 2, and Steve. You have 7 unnamed snots as of now, and you also have the 2 Gretchen, Stinky and DeBrain. So the question is, what are we going to do? Are you going to try to, you have the Humies. They're not at Snot-Tantinople yet. They haven't discovered you guys yet. Do you want to try to fight them now? Do you want to try to lay an ambush for them with the forces you have? Do you want to try to return to Snot-Tantinople and get a bigger force to go deal with them? When you have a bigger force, are you going to try to ambush them, or are you going to try to fight them at the walls of Snot-Tantinople? So that's basically, let's decide first. Are we going back to Snot-Tantinople? Are you guys going back to go get more dudes, or are you going to try to fight them with the guys you have? Yes does not answer the question. You need to, do you want to return to Snot? So yes, return to Snot-Tantinople. Instead of going back? Okay. We need all we have. Go home first. Lure them back to the city. Get more fellas. Fight them. Got 1 for current force. 3 for going back so far. You're not. How long does it seem like they'll be cleansing the bugs? You're not sure. You don't know. You have not been alive very long, and this is the first time you've ever seen humans, and the first time you've seen this equipment. You don't know how long it's going to take for them. You also don't know how big the bug nest is, or what exactly they're trying to accomplish. They could burn out the bugs and leave, for all you know. You don't know. However, they have some really flash gubbins that would be really great if you could get them. Strike now. Got current force. Got 2 for current, 3 for current. We're kind of evenly split at this point. This is a big decision. Return. Got another one for return to city. So I think we got 4 for return to city. Go back. All right. I think we have a slight edge for going back. All right. So then the other question is, you guys have a raft with you. Are you ditching the raft and walking it back and walking back to Snot-Tantinople? Are you taking the raft and trying to paddle upstream, or like you can also take a line and like drag it back upstream? But anyway, you're taking if you're taking the raft back, it's going to take a long time. We ditching the raft or not? That's the thing. Got one for walk back. Hide it and walk back. Stash. Okay, seems like most people are saying leave the raft, but I like the idea of hiding it. I think that's a good idea. So let's get a dice roller going on here. All right, so rolling to hide. Okay, you find like some river grass. Essentially, you have some thick reeds, and you kind of stow your raft over there. And unless somebody walks right over to it and like stands over it, you're not going to see the raft. So it's not like invisible, but you'd sort of need to be looking at it, looking for it, or accidentally stumbling across it to find it. So where are we at? You guys are retreating. We're going back to Snot-Tantinople after finding the Humies, and you've stashed your raft, and you're heading back on foot to go get more guys. All right. Then the question is, are you guys going to fight? Are you guys going to try to like go out and fight them like in an ambush, or do you want to try to fight them at the walls of Snot-Tantinople, however long it takes for them to get to you guys? Ambush. Okay. Ambush, ambush, ambush. Seems like ambush is going to be the clear winner here. All right. So as Snottius returns to Snot-Tantinople, you were gone for a little while, but not like a super long time. When you guys left, it was kind of mid-afternoon. It is now like early evening. So you guys can see better in the dark than humans can. But it's still like the summertime, so you still have some light. You're far enough in the northern hemisphere on this planet, whatever this planet is. It's summertime, and you have the longer days, however way it's arranged. If you want to try to lead the humans to the monster cave, you got to figure out a plan of how you want to do that. This is also something that you can do in chat, is like discuss like more elaborate plans ahead of time of what you want to do. And then basically when I ask, you guys will have had a chance to like chat it through. But we got a little bit of this description to go. When you get back to Snot-Tantinople, Pegleg has finished a few of the atlatls. So you guys have 5 atlatls with basically like 3 javelins apiece. And with your size, basically short range is going to be like 45 feet, and then maximum range is like about 120 feet. And it will increase and decrease depending on the size of the snotlings or the grots that are using it. All right. So you guys now have atlatls. I'm trying to keep this. You got a lot of decisions to make. So got a plan has been put forth. Set a fire and let them think it's a survivors camp. See if that'll lure them in. 30 snots direct rush 2 groups of 10 snots left and right, overwhelm the humies. All right. I'm going to be fair to you guys and give you guys some knowledge that Snotius and the other Gretchen and the Grots, Snotlings and Gretchen might not know. The Humi weapons are extremely potent. They're very, very potent. Basically, if a Snotling is struck by a Las Blast, they're done. They are done. Dead. There's no surviving a Las Blast if you're a Snotling. If you're a Grot, it's still likely to kill you. It's possible that it doesn't hit you and is lethal, but getting hit by a Las Blast is probably going to kill you. And then you have the Flamer, which is worse because then you don't spore. If you're engulfed in flames, you do not have a great chance of surviving. Maybe Snottius does because he's already been on fire before, but probably you still don't have a great chance. So we got set a fire and see if you can. The other thing that you will know just by looking at them is that these Humies are taller than you and they can probably run faster than you. So if you're going to try to rush them, you need to be careful because if they can kind of at a jog outrun you, they can just kind of shoot back at you with their thousands of rounds of las blasts and kill everybody. They're faster than you, so we got a couple of the Humies have armor. They have they're PDF, so it's not quite as nice as the guard armor, but they have helmets and they have what looks like flak armor. Their armor looks like it is designed to deal with. It's not necessarily like military armor. It looks like it's designed to deal with like animal attacks, like prevent. It's full body and it's kind of like a mesh sort of thing that is gonna deal with like claws and teeth, which is about on par with like what your weapons are. So it's plenty capable of going to be really hard for you to hurt them. Their armor doesn't perfectly cover everything though. All right, so we got a bunch of different we gotta narrow this down a little bit. Everyone seemed to want to try to do an ambush. So either you have to figure so basically, I mean that's what you did against the elk. So you probably want to lure the humans into the area where the ambush is going to be most effective. So we have one suggestion to set a fire to try to lure the Humies in, and the location was suggested to be the cave of the beast thing. Bait them the big monster cave. That seems to be light fire at big monster cave. All right, we also have so that seems to be all right. We'll settle on that. Get a fire started at the big monster cave. And do you want to poison your spears? It might not kill them right away, but it might kill them eventually. All right, so all right, you guys have enough. You guys have enough mushrooms to do that. So each of you has 3 javelins. I assume you're going to go yourself, Stinky DeBrain, Snotbow, and Tree Climber, because those are the named guys we have. You guys have like 8 attack squigs and like 3 squig hounds. The attack squigs might be a little bit more capable of running them down, but they're still only bipeds. You know, try to get everyone. Now, see, the thing is, it's harder to poison a blade that you're kind of carrying around and swinging a lot. You can try to do it, but it doesn't tend to stay on as well as a thing that you poison and then stick in a quiver and then don't use until then don't touch it until it's time to use it. Having a weapon you're carrying around that's poisoned is a little harder to do. Um, so have one suggestion to bring everyone but the named guys. So these are your forces. You have 55 snotlings at this point. Um, you got five of which are named. That's Snotbow and Tree Climber are kind of your big snots, and then uh, you have Red Shirt 2, Punch and Bag, and Steve. You have Stinky and DeBrain, and then you have a bunch of unnamed. And you have Peg Leg, who is still missing a leg. He's hobbling around. He can't really fight. We bringing them all? Yeah, Stinky and DeBrain are Grots. They are Gretchen. Everyone else are Snotlings, though Snotbow and Tree Climber are pretty darn big. They're close to Gretchen sized because they've survived with you for a long time. You know, a relatively long time, being like a couple of days. All right, I think we have a plan though. Um, so we're gonna surround the head over. You guys march out. All right, let's get some narrative description here. Uh, the gates of Snot-Tantinople swing open, and leading the way with his ever-growing attack squig Pogchomp, Snotius the First marches out with rank upon rank of snotlings at his beck and call. A full 55 snotlings marching with him. Uh, and at his side, and at his right hand, he has his trusted snotlings, Snotbow and Tree Climber. At his left hand, the newly sprouted Gretchen, Stinky and DeBrain, and then behind them, rank upon rank of Snotling. The only Snotling that's staying back is Pegleg, and what he's going to do is he's keeping the fire going uh, at base, and like he's doing some minor stuff, but that's mostly what he's doing is keeping the fire going. Uh, Snodius is carrying with him like there's basically a way you can like build this sort of torch thing that keeps smoldering stuff burning in it, so that way when it's time you can use it to start a fire. Horn trumpet to play, not if you guys are trying to make an ambush. We send in everyone is my vote. Send in the unimportant guys. They get crumped first with everyone else behind them. We're smart enough to figure out that the flamer comes from the fuel container to try to set it off. Maybe. Maybe make a catapult to fling snot fire. You can't bring a catapult to an ambush. That's something you can do if you're defending Snot-Tantinople. I don't think I've ever heard in the history of ever has there ever been a catapult used in an ambush. All right. So yeah, it's just going to be hard to move, and it's going to be hard to hide it. It's going to be hard to get it there. It's going to be hard to build it. It's going to be hard to get it there. It's going to be hard to bring a bunch of snot fire, which is the poo that gets piled up from the squigs, that it then doesn't smell. It's a lot of things that are going to give away that you guys have a catapult there. Um, Catapults are good for siege and anti-siege, depending on how you build them. But anywho, so you guys head to the. We're gonna see if the big scary beast is out and about. We don't have slings. Didn't get made. Slings are not that hard, but you kind of need to make a lot of them. I'll say that 11 of the snotlings have slings, so they can throw a little bit farther. All the other snotlings have like rocks. Yeah, I'll say they have slings. I'll say 11 of them have slings, but it's just you guys have been doing a lot of other stuff. All right, let's see if the big monster is out and about, because you guys are going to the big cave. It might not be asleep in the cave. It might be outside. So that might be a problem. Let's see. Is it asleep? All right. You guys actually didn't decide if I should roll high or low. You guys call it high or low, high good or low good for the beast being asleep. High good. High good. High good. Low bad. High good. Okay. You guys arrive and you do not see a beast anywhere. You spread out the snotlings in a circle, kind of around the outside, because basically there is like a wooded area, and then the woods give way to this kind of rocky cave area where things are clear. You have the fire. There is some wood around. You can have some snotlings help you build a fire. All right, so you guys starting a fire? See if you can lure in the humies. All right. Set signal fire near cave entrance. All right. Do you guys want to do it right up near the cave entrance? If you want to be real close, I'm rolling again to see if the thing wakes up. Like if you're just kind of in the area, that's fine. If you want to be close to the cave, it's going to have a chance of waking up. They go near. We got a yes, yes. Let's go and die. Build that fire. Yeah, the closer the better. Most people are saying close. People are saying close. All right, we're going close. Okay, you are setting up the wood, and you're outside of the cave, and as you're like stacking wood up and like getting dry grass and stuff, you hear and you hear like heavy scraping claws as you hear the thing moving inside. And try to light the fire and run. All right, let me see if I got royalty free. To get some dramatic royalty free music going on. All right, this is just dramatic royalty free music. If it's terrible, then it's terrible. Oh, hold on. I still have my headphones plugged in. This says epic. I'm going to say battle music. Battle royalty-free music. Try this. That's better. Okay, that's better. All right. So are you gonna? You got a couple choices. Do you want to just bolt and head to the woods and you know maybe the beast will just go back to sleep, or do you want to light stuff? All right. I think we've got the light and run. I think we got light and run. It's basically run, light and run, and fight. I think we're getting light and run is going to be okay. I think we got light and run. So you hold your torch to the small fire, and you're like trying to get it to light and trying to get it to go. The other snots are backing away from the cave. They're starting to run away, and you're and like smoke is starting to rise from it as you see like this huge uh, beast kind of starts shambling out. It kind of it stands like on two legs and has these very long arms. It's covered in thick hair and has two large tusks coming out from its jaw. And it has these huge long. It has big paws and like claws at the end of them. So it kind of strides out. It also doesn't have any like ears that stick out. It's kind of like has like a smooth head. So it's like maybe has like holes on the side of its ears for its ears, holes on the side of its head for its ears, and it sees you as you like are just starting to get the fire going. Let's see, gonna roll for you. How fast can you get it lit? Okay, uh, you guys manage to get it lit, and you immediately start sprinting towards the tree line. Uh, it sees you start to run, and it begins running after you. Um, the other snots that were helping you that weren't in the ambush position, they start running too. Um, okay, so now we're gonna see how fast you run and how fast it runs. Is it too loud? All right. Sorry, the kind of was going up and down for loudness. All right, we're gonna see if you guys get away. Okay, you guys ran at a 10. You guys ran at a 10. It runs at a, it runs at an 18. So it's running and it's gonna catch up to you. All right. So it is going. It's gonna be able to attack you first. Okay. It swings a claw down, and you like leap up and out of the way, and it like just barely whiffs your. It like just hits a little bit against uh, your lizard scale cape that you use for protection. It doesn't like you don't get any damage on it, but it kind of like nips it as you. Uh, Now you can keep running uh, and get to the woods, or you can turn and try to fight it. Run. What are we doing? Keep running. Keep running. Leg it. Leg it. All right. So we're running. The fire is going though. You guys did get the fire to go. So you guys run. You guys got an 18 for running. It has a 16, so it's you gain some ground on it. You get to the woods. It is behind you. You can try to hide. I got 3 options for you. And if you guys have other things you want to try to suggest, you can go ahead. Run through brush, like run through thick brush to see if that'll slow it down, that it'll give up if you're like diving through brush and things that a small, I guess you're a grotling, a mutant grot can get through that a big lumbering sloth bear thing can't do. You can climb a tree. You can try to climb a tree and hope that it does not climb trees. Or you can try to find a place to hide. Run through brush, climb tree, hide. You got brush, run through brush. I got somebody suggesting that we run through brush. We have a couple people wanting distractions. All right, so far we have a couple people saying they want to sacrifice an unnamed snotling. So like shove another snot in the way so it gets eaten instead of you. Or you can run through the brush. We're doing that now. Either sacrifice one of the try to sacrifice one of the snotlings, or run through the brush. Got one for sacrifice. Sacrifice and run. Sacrifice and run. Brush. Some people are saying both. I'm okay with doing both. All right, let's go for it. Do both. All right, you shove a dude and start running. Shove a dude. You manage to grab one of the snotlings and like shove him back behind you, so he's a little slower. All right. Now this is important. What shall we name the sacrificial snot? Because he's not dead yet. And it's possible that this guy might survive. Can we get a name for a sacrifice snotling? Tasty. We're going Tasty, Tumbo, Honey Food Chat. Isakias, Sling Boy, Toothpick, Monster Fodder, Honorable. I like Tasty. Tasty, Toothpick. Let's see. Bait Boy. Actually, Tasty. I see 2 people said Bait Boy. That's not bad. You want to go Bait Boy? All right, we got a bunch that are saying Bait Boy. Bait Boy. All right. So let's see if Bait Boy survives. We're going to give him a chance to survive. All right. All right, here comes the attack on Bait Boy. He's got to survive 2 claws. Bait Boy goes. The monster rolled a 13. And Bait Boy was but a young, small snot that was maybe the size of this thing's paw. He is squished very much. So I'm gonna go ahead and put his name will be remembered. We will remember Bait Boy. All right, and you have a chance to. You guys are running through brush. All right, you guys critically succeed at running through the brush and discouraging it from chasing after you. It seems content to eat the remains of the one snotling, and it kind of doesn't want to go back into its cave because you guys set a fire. So it is kind of like trying to go back to its cave, but there's a big fire in the way. So it's sort of like stuck. So you guys basically get away. It loses interest in you. You can kind of we're gonna roll some. Let's see. All right, so yeah, you guys ran away from. I kind of combined a cave bear and a ground sloth and a couple other things. It's a big thing with claws. So as you guys are, as things kind of settle down and you kind of settle down the snots and get everyone back into position uh, for the ambush, the beast is still out there, and you actually start to hear some footsteps in the woods. You hear them before you see them, but it sounds like the Humies are coming. All right, this is the time, guys. The forces of Snotopia are arrayed against the forces of mankind. In between them is a mighty beast, and Snotius gazes out in the direction that he hears his foes, and in preparation, he sticks his finger up his nose one last time. For if this is to be the time that Snotius ends his rule over Snotantinople, it will be remembered by those who survive as a great rule. All right, guys, the Humies are coming, and you still have like an angry, grumpy beast that's in the middle of everything. So you guys have basically a all right, priority target Burnaboy. Thanks, Old Man Skeletal, for 5. Much appreciated. That will be what happens. Make sure how we doing. Can I loop this? I want to get this. How do you get this to loop? No, autoplay is off. I can manually make it loop. Whatever. So, you guys are in hiding. You guys see the Humies reach the edge of the forest, and they look like they're alert. They look like they are. They have their eyes peeled, and they're suspicious. All right. And they see the giant beast that you guys woke up that is very cranky. It stands up and roars. The Humies don't really seem to like care that much, and they level their weapons at the beast. All right, so you guys are hidden in the trees. Some of you, I think, are climbed up into the trees. We can kind of decide exactly where you guys were once fighting starts. But so here's what we got. We got a couple options. Do you want to let the beast and the humans fight first? Do you guys want to start attacking while the beast is attacking? That's kind of what I'm wondering. Do you want to see if? Oh, there is a distraction. The distraction is there's a big monster. Okay. Let's do. Forget. Let's. It's hard for me to visually see everyone's vote. Let's go. Type 1 for let them fight. Let them fight. Uh, Option 2 to attack while they're fighting the thing. Got 2 1s, a bunch of 2s, a crap ton of 2s. All right. So we're gonna say that we're gonna let a round of combat go. So the humans are gonna fire on it first with 3 las guns. It's not yet in range for the flamer. Okay, so the humans like level their weapons. One fires, it sails over the shoulder of the beast. The other 2 fire, and one hits it in the shoulder, making a large gouged burn mark, and one hits it in the chest. Let's see. It roars and rushes at the humans. The flamer goes off, and you don't so much. There's no missing with the flamer once you're in range. The thing is like engulfed in flames, and you get this acrid smell of burning hair as the beast kind of starts flailing around. It swipes at one of the guys, and he's kind of backing away, and it like catches a bit of his armor, and does a little bit of damage, but he manages to back off, and they basically like unload on it in point blank range. So Beast is dead. None of the humans are dead. All right, you guys ready? You got 5 spears, and you got 11 slings, and then you got about 40 snotlings that are ready to rush. Las guns are really powerful. Like they're very powerful. Here we go. Rush. There's a cry of "Wah!" And then from all around the surrounding area, snotlings begin pouring out and encircling and closing in on the humies in the center of the clearing next to the dead beast. You guys are going to get a chance to you can do some shooting. You're going to have to roll real high to get through their armor. Aim for the Burnaboy. All right. Do you guys want to have everybody aiming at the Burnaboy? Well, that was what Old Man Skeletal said. That's what he wanted. So let's go ahead. All right. We got Atlatls first. Atlatl from Snotius. This is poison too. So if it hurts them, odds are it will eventually kill them. Okay, Snotius throws his Atlatl. It glances off the armor that they have. Doesn't cut them or do any damage. Snotbow. Snotbow needs a bit more practice with this. He throws and it lands short. Tree Climber. Tree Climber throws and he hits and it sticks in the armor. So it does some damage to the armor, but it doesn't like cut the guys. Stinky. Stinky also Stinky goes back to throw the atlatl, and like the spear falls out, and it kind of falls on the ground. He didn't roll that bad, but I think his failures are funnier if they're worse. He did fail. DeBrain. Oh! DeBrain with the crit. So basically, you look over, and DeBrain is like drawing a bunch of like mathematical symbols and like calculating trajectories and air resistance and gravity of the planet that you're on. He takes careful aim, and he flings it, and it hits the Burna guy right in the neck, just right through the neck, and you see like blood gurgling up from the wound, and he's just choking on it, and he just kind of falls over and dies. So you guys are one Burna boy down. And Brain kind of does he like drums his fingers together. Perfect, just as I planned. Got 3 Humies to go. All right, Humies are now firing. They are going to go on. They're going to switch to full auto and basically go and try to shoot at you guys. Okay. First Humi on full auto. Guns down 5 snotlings. Second Humi. Oh boy. Second Humi crits. He basically has an overcharged pack, and he just goes. He leaps up onto one of the rocks, and like just Rambo style guns down like 10 of the snots. So you guys are down to 40. Last dude. Last dude shoots 3 of them. Like, you guys have a lot of bodies. It's not hard for them to hit something on full auto. All right, so we're going to have the snotlings that have slings. They're going to go. I'm going to roll all of them real quick. Okay. So they throw their slings, and one of the guys, there are 2. Most of them miss. A couple hit off of some not important parts of the armor. One guy gets hit in the face, and his face is like bloodied from it. All right. So snotlings are getting closer. I'm going to have the mob kind of roll as one. Are you guys standing back, or are you guys going to try to go in and try to fight as well? You guys going to stay back? You threw one of. You want to do atlatls again, or do you want to get in and fight? Atlatls or spear stuff. Charge, go in. Yes, stay. One more atlatl, then rush. Atlatl. Spear, get stuck in. Get the Burna. It's pretty even. Let's go. Let's keep it 1 for atlatl, 2 for spear. 1 for atlatl, 2 for spear. I know people want grab Burna. You're not going to be able to grab Burna yet. You're not close enough. Looks like atlatl's going to be the call. All right, so you guys are going to do another round of atlatls. All right, so atlatl from you. You throw it. It glances off the armor again. Snotbow throws. He hits it and damages some of the armor, but it doesn't cut. Tree Climber. He misses. Stinky. He misses. He's getting a little bit better though. That one was closer, less of a mess up. DeBrain. He hits another one of them. It's not quite as deadly, but he hits in one of the areas where the armor was damaged. That one of the previous hits had knocked away some of the armor. So Brain's got it going on. He's got a crit and a 16 so far. So Hume's not dead. He's got poison in him, and he's bleeding some, but he's not dead. Squigs are closing in as well. We'll roll the Squigs when they start getting into melee. All right, Humies are going to get one more round of shooting, and then they're gonna they're going to get into melee with the Snots. The one of them is starting to panic, and his full auto kind of he starts to shoot. He shoots one Snotling, and then he trips over a rock and it throws off his aim for a second. He doesn't fall down, but he kind of has to catch his balance, and his weapon goes up into the air. So he killed one of them. Other one got two more Humies. This guy doesn't they're not shooting nearly as well as they're getting one of as they saw their friend die, and another one of their friends get hit, and now they're getting swarmed. These guys are just PDF dudes. They're beginning to panic. Another guy sees this, and he's trying to keep steady and hold on, but he's starting to panic as well. Two Snots go down from that one. Last guy. Another two Snots go down. You guys are at 32 Snots of your original 55. Dumb question, but if we live through this, can any of the Humi armor be scrapped and worn by us? Snottius might eventually grow into it. You probably could if you adjusted it. You could probably adjust it because it is like shark mail is kind of what they have. So you can probably adjust it so it fits you. All right, time to get into melee, and I got to reset the action music. There we go. How's the music coming in for everybody? Is volume okay? Just double checking, because we're gonna now get into the charge. It's good. All right, cool. All right, so Snottius shouts out, "Wah!" as the Snotlings and the Squigs close in and begin to attack the Humies. So I'm going to roll them as just one big mob, and basically treat them like they're trying to swarm and overwhelm them, as opposed to rolling a gajillion individual attacks. So it's basically going to be they're going to have a swarm sort of effect, and I'm going to do separate for. I'm going to give them one roll for each 10 Snotlings, and then the Squigs will have their own roll. All right, so group one of Snotlings. They basically surround the Humi. He's shooting and trying to keep them away. They're starting to grab a couple of them are getting onto his leg and trying to cut through the mail, and they're starting. They didn't completely consume him in the swarm, but they're starting to get on him. Other guy. He's getting overwhelmed. He's starting to take some damage from stabbing Snotlings, and they're starting to swarm his back and stuff. He's still shooting and trying to throw them off, but he's taking some damage. Still standing. Last guy, he's the guy that got wounded and is poisoned. He's starting to look pretty rough because he's getting swarmed now by snotlings. Not quite as bad as the second guy, but he's less able to fend them off. All right, here comes Pogchomp and Squigarlicus and the Squig Mob. Oh boy. Okay, so the Squig Mob, Pogchomp is just like running, and you can kind of like hear him panting. It's just and like he leaps up. The other squigs like jump up and latch onto the guy's arms. This is the guy that's wounded by the spear, and Pogchomp basically reaches up and like chomps down on the guy's head. It just severs his head from his shoulders. Hops away, chews on it for a second, and then spits out the helmet and burps. So, one guy down, two guys left, and you guys are charging out. They're going to get some more fighting. Desperation shooting. One of the guys drops his las gun as he panics and he's trying to run away. Other guy. He manages to kill another snotling with las fire, but like he's also getting overwhelmed. All right. So you guys have two dudes left. One dude's trying to run. Snottius wants to try to spear one of the dudes. He's first. We're gonna run them through with our fancy new spear. Are we gonna chase the spear the running one? Okay, runner. You're running down the runner. All right, Snottius goes. All right. The guy is faster than Snottius is. Snottius is trying to run him down, and he's moving at a pretty good clip. He still has a couple snotlings hanging from him, but he is probably going to be able to get them off of him if he's going to totally run. All right, so is everyone going after the runner? Because you have Snotbow and Snotbow and Tree Climb is the other one with the big spear. All right, okay, everyone's going after him. All the big guys are going after him. Snotbow is rolling. Snotbow can't quite catch up with him. Tree Climber. All right. Tree Climber leaps out of. I'm gonna just because it's cool. Tree Climber is gonna leap out of one of the trees that the guy was running towards, and he stabs forward with his horn spear, and like pierces through the shark mail that the guy has and sticks him good. He's not dead, but the guy who's running is stopped. So he leapt out of a tree and speared this guy. Now we got Stinky in the brain. Do you guys want him to try to finish off the dude that's tried to stay and fight? You want Stinky in the brain to go to catch the runner guy? No. Let's do 1 for the runner, 2 for the guy that's hasn't panicked and run away yet. All right. So the guy who hasn't been hit yet. All right, here we go. Rolling for Stinky. Wow, you guys really when you named him Stinky, you made him pretty stinky. Stinky runs up with like a stone spear and stabs forward, hits the ground. Like he tries to stab the guy with the weapon. The guy uses his las gun to like parry the spear down, and Stinky basically pole vaults himself. Like it goes into the ground, and Stinky pole vaults himself and like crashes into the ground. All right, DeBrain. DeBrain is really good when he can stand back and be thoughtful, but he's not very good in melee. He tries to come up with his spear, and the guy like kicks Brain right in the face with a heavy boot, and Brain is kicked back. All right. Let's do the Snot Swarms. All right, Snot Swarm 1 for the guy who. All the swarms are going on the guy that stayed, because they haven't swarmed around the other one. Grot Swarm. Okay, so the guy who he's like trying to fight off. He's like, no, get back here, you coward, you coward! And he's like fighting and like kicking, and you just see the snotlings like kind of slowly swarm over him, and the squigs just kind of biting and stabbing as he like gets completely covered and then like falls over, and you can hear him kind of like yelling and like his cries are eventually smothered as like the snotlings are like stabbing him. A couple of them have rocks that they've picked up and they're like bashing him in the head with it. So he's down, he's gone. Last dude still standing is fighting, got stopped by Tree Climber, and he's pretty wounded. So top of the order is going to be the Human. He doesn't have his weapon anymore, but he's going to try to like knock Tree Climber out of the way, because Tree Climber is still not very big. He tries to like bat it away, and like he's just panicking too bad. He's still trying to run, but he's not getting away. All right, Snottius. We're gonna try Snottius for the finishing blow. All right, so I'm gonna roll for Snottius ahead of time. No survivors. I think we're killing him. All right, so let's see if Snottius can kill him. All right, Snottius runs up to the guy as he's like trying to slip past Tree Climber, and he like kind of gets a little bit past his spear, and then like kind of turns, and Snottius is like running at him and jabs the spear forward, and catches the guy right underneath the armpit, and it pierces through the shark mail, and like goes right into, it breaks through his rib cage and punctures into his heart. And so Snottius and the citizens of Snotopia fought a great battle against a terrible enemy. And at the cost of nearly half the population of Snotantinople, they were able to emerge victorious. And now, you guys have some real firepower. You guys have some real weapons. You have a burner, and you have 3 shooters. Snottius climbs up on top of one of the outcroppings. He actually climbs up on top of the cave. He climbs up to the top part of the cave, and he holds up his spear and like throws it up and like holds it up into the air and cries out, "Wah!" And all of the snots that survived and all of the grots are chanting, "Snottius! Snottius! 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 Snottius!" And thus, the great battle was won. Snotius the First, the unburnable, the uncrumpable, the unshootable, the stabber, was once again victorious. All right. So this was a short one. This is a short one. And I think here's not a bad place to stop because I think it's going to be fairly dramatic for the audio portion to end right there. This was a kind of short one. We've only been going on for about an hour and 10 minutes. But I think doing the looting and doing that kind of stuff, I think we can do that for the next time, because that's not a bad way for an episode to start. Now, you guys just won against the humans. It's going to be a while before the next challenge happens. I guess I could split it in half, because we are still early. I guess this can be the end of the first story, and then the second half can be like what we do after that. Yeah, I'll just do 2. That'll work. Okay. So you guys are looting. You have the Humi gear. You have their shark mail, some of which is damaged. The shark mail. So it's not like military grade protect you from guns things. Like this was meant to protect them from wildlife. You have the beast. Its hide is pretty darn charred. Like its hide is not very good. You can get some claws out of it. You have the bones from the beast. Inside, if you guys want to go inside the, who's down for going inside the cave? You gonna loot the cave? I'm gonna stop the dramatic music because we're kind of now into regular game stuff. All right, looting the cave. All right, you guys go inside and you find the tattered remains of some what looks like clothing. It's not like you might be able to grab it for some scraps, but like it's not very useful. You do find another helmet, so you guys have 5 helmets now. Can one of the Humies have a ring which Snaudius could wear? I could roll for that. Let's see if there's anything. Is there a ring? All right. You find actually a really, really nice shiny ring on. Let's say you find it when you go into the cave. You find a really big shiny ring, with a. And it bears the symbol of the Aquila, and there's also like gemstones set in it as well. He was married and had 1 day from retirement. Let me put it this way. You guys rolled a 20 on look. Is there a ring? Is there a ring that they want to loot? And the dice said 20. So you found a very important ring that I will have to figure out what the heck it is. Yeah, it's gold. It's gold, and then it's with gemstones inset onto it, and like a symbol of the Aquila is in the center. So you guys found something that's really important, but you probably don't know that it's important. All right, so you find it. You also find a bunch of bones. Like you find a lot of animal bones. You have enough guys. You could probably just haul everything back because you guys use bones for stuff too. You got the carcass of the beast. You got the Humies. You got dead Humies. You do find another squawk box among the Humies as well. You guys want to smash it? You guys want to smash the squawk box? Got one smash it, two, three for smash it. One want to send the squawk box downriver. Smash. I think most people are saying smash. All right, smashy, smashy. You see it and are like contemptuous. It's like you have met the Git gods and you've crumped them. You don't need to talk to them anymore. You break it. You do decide that you're going to keep the bits that are inside because maybe Pegleg and DeBrain can make something interesting out of it. All right. So you guys got all your loot. You have claws and bones, 3 las guns, a Burna, including Burna tank. And you guys can haul this all back to Snot-Tantanupal. And it's getting dark now. You guys actually had this fight like it'd be like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. Yeah, no, it was still like you guys still had some light. It was like that. It was like the part of the evening where there was still light out. It's kind of like the Humies pushed forward because they thought they could find something. They weren't like fighting completely in the dark. You guys were kind of like the sun is going down now. All right, let's distribute loot. Who gets las guns? You guys are slowly growing. You guys are continuing to slowly grow. Snotbow gets a las. DeBrain. Brain gets one. So that's 1, 2, and then you got a third one. I seen the last one for you. So Snotbow, DeBrain, and you. You guys. So the way orcs kind of work is orcs sort of their inner built-in genetic memory of like how to build technology basically gets increased once they come across technology. So you guys now have las guns, and if you can get loot or scrap or something to make them, you can start trying to make shooters and burners and things like that. All right, so we're gonna go with yeah, you, Brain, and Snotbow have the las guns. Oh man. So somebody, you got to fill in poor Sarah of what's going on. Missed how exactly the Humies found us. Um, it was a trap. The scraps from the box are not enough to make a shooter. You're gonna have to get more. You need more. You need a fair volume of stuff. So you need, if you like looted a Humie settlement, even if it was like civilian, then you would have some stuff to be able to start building things with. All right, so you have everything back. It's getting to be late. You guys ready to go to bed in your boss hut? We're gonna finish this day. gonna finish the day. We can figure out what we're gonna do with the burner later. You could give it to Stinky. You can give it, given how accident prone Stinky is, you give Stinky the burner. All right, sleepy time. All right, so you guys go ahead and hit the hay. The next day, you awake, and there are 2 more Gretchen that have popped out of the ground. Let's get some names. Anybody got some names for 2 new grots? And some more snotlings have popped up, but not enough to replenish you. You guys get about. You guys were at like 30. You're now back up to like 40 snotlings. Got Bert and Ernie. We could go Bert and Ernie. Yakko and Wacko. I don't want to keep doing Animaniacs. Like we could, I guess, if you guys really want to. Gratius the Third. Fast and Furious. Da Fast and Da Furious. Da Furious. All right, we got 2 votes for Fast and Da Furious. Dave and Sniff. Name one Bob. Dreams of Shooters. Umi Krumpa. Stefan. Let's see. I could see Fast and Furious. Yeah, do you guys want to see, now this is the thing. Do you want to see if Snotbo and we could go to the arena and have Snotbo and Tree Climber fight and see if they can mutate like you. Do you want to try to do that? I think we'll do that, and then that will be the end. That'll be the end of this stream. It's been a long week for me, so I think let's go ahead and do some fighting. Yes, but give our boys to shoot us. Are you just gonna gun down the two grots that popped up? All right, hold on. Let me see. Here, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give Snotbo and because Snotbo didn't do much in the last one, but Tree Climber, no, Snotbo did some damage. Both Snotbo and Tree Climber did some damage against full-sized Humies. I'm gonna give them a chance to mutate on their own because they did actually take down something that's bigger than a Humie. So let's go ahead and see how they did. Let's see if they mutate. Do you want to? Yeah, let's. I'm gonna see if they mutate. Yeah, yeah. Snotbo and Tree Climber, they emerge as grotlings. Yeah, Tree Climber basically gets like he gets longer limbs. Yeah, he does. He like gets longer limbs and sharp claws that help him climb. And Snotbo, he's like really thin, and he's got an almost like mantis-like appearance. So what he can do is if he basically like sits down, if he like squats, he can kind of fold himself up, and he's like looks really small. So we're gonna call so Fast and Furious. I'm gonna put their names down as well. Hey everybody. because it's not a meme that hasn't been drilled into the ground yet. We're gonna let Fast and Furious live because really, when it comes to Snotopia, it's all about family. Can we get some family in chat? It's all about family. Family. It's a family picture. Is Snotius just Dom? Does he have a black tank top? Yeah, I think it's fair to let them mutate after you guys killed some humies. A lot of snotlings died. So the other thing, as you're kind of getting up and going around doing things, you start becoming aware that there are now other snotling communities that are other like patches that are out in the woods or other places that are now starting to become like actual settlements. So there's actually a settlement over where that has developed over across the river, where Skullbash originally tried to set up Skull Stand Bull. Oh, Lamenter Chapter Master, Snotius. Okay. So Snotius like sees that like he's like Snotius is looking for Snotbow and Tree Climber. He's like, "Oi, oi, Tree Climber, oi, Snotbow, where is ya?" All right, that is that the way I look? This is what happened to me. I look so no, don't look that bad. Actually, you kind of look worse because you're all covered in bugs and stuff. Thank you for the donation, Lamenter Chapter Master. Thought we'd integrate all the snots we found. Yeah, but people keep. You have integrated all the snots we found. Yes, you have, but they keep popping up everywhere where you guys go and everywhere you guys fight. Stuff goes up. So this is more like, think of it like there's a bunch there's like growth that's happening that you're not necessarily seeing. That's outside of. It's just bigger than Snotantinople is all. Like you just have other settlements that are out there. The only other major one right now is Skullstanbull. There's a bunch of snotlings over there that have started their own thing. They obey you. Like you're still bigger than everything else. No, you guys are. This is like if we're playing Civilization, these are like other towns that you have under your control. There's like 10 snots in Skullstanbull at this point. I mean, you don't have to go beat them up. If you show up, they'll do what you tell them to do. They're small snots. You're in charge. You're the boss. You are bigger than all of them. If you show up, they'll do what you say. Yeah, you guys took a lot of. What's probably going to happen is there's probably going to be a pretty big settlement that appears around where the cave was. A lot of dudes died over there. Okay, so you go over there and you go over to Skullstanbull, or like the because the construction of it started and then it was abandoned. So basically, when snots popped up, just from the spores that got dropped from the time that Skullbash and you were there, um, they basically just popped up and finished construction on Skullstanbull and then started living there. Do we want to? Do we want to get a name for the lead snot of Skullstand Bull? Do we want to get Skull Bash 2? Or do we want to be creative? All right, that's an idea. Give Skullstand Bull to one of the named Grotlings. You could give it to Snotbow, or you could give it, or you can give it to Tree Climber. There's also Stinky and DeBrain, because DeBrain has proved himself to be fairly competent. Skulla. All right, so we got names too. Skulla, Skullboy, Scully Molder, Skullcrack, Snot Saladin, Snotadin, Bash Skull, Skullcracker, Scully and Molder. Give it to the brain. Let's call the guy Skulla. We've seen Skulla seems to be Scully, Skulla. We got a bunch of skulls. I think Skulla is an interesting new name. So Skulla is currently his head is currently the head snot of Skullstand Bull. Skulla. I'm going to call him Skulla. All right. So we got, and then who are we giving to? We got one vote for Snotbow gets it, 2 votes for the brain, 1 for Tree Climber, Skulla the Redeemer. We'll see if he redeems himself. We have to see. He has to earn. Maybe the Redeemer might be what he earns if he ends up making himself useful. Brain. I think Brain kind of wins out. It's close. Okay, we're going to do another vote because it kind of got mixed up in there because I was telling you guys multiple things at once. Let's go. The two it seems to be between is Snotbow and DeBrain. Tree Climber got a couple votes, but I think it's Snotbow and DeBrain. 1 for Snotbow, 2 for DeBrain. The other thing is you kind of might want Brain for your tech back in Snotantinople. Snotbow has been with you guys for the longest. Yeah, kind of makes sense if Snotbow's all right. So Snotbow's going to take over Skullstand Bull. You can call on him if you need him for something, and he's more of a forest wild sort of dude anyway. Being on the frontier kind of suits him. So you head over with your crew. You take an amount of guys, and you see a larger snotling working away in Skullstand Bull, and he kind of like sees that you're big. He's about 2 feet tall. He's not a huge snotling, but he's bigger than the other ones. And he kind of like sees that you were pretty darn big at this point. You were like 3.5 feet tall. And he kind of like bows his head to you. Snotbow's also quite a bit bigger than he is. Can I help you, boss? Welcome to Skullstand Bull, a humble community of snotlings on the other side of the river. Yeah, Tree Climber's been with us the longest. Snotbow's second. So are we just gonna? So you basically are like, listen, I need you lot building up fast, being right and proper, ready for the fight. I've got Snotbow here to whip you into shape. And like Snotbow kind of steps forward. you guys want to slap the leader? Do you want to bash him around a bit just to make sure he knows that he's not in charge? Or to build a bridge. Okay. Yeah, because you guys have like a walking path, like you can walk on the rocks in between. And I want you lot to build a bridge. And then he's like, just so you remembers it, you just basically start. Ow, 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 ow! I got it! 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 Build a bridge! Build a bridge! Build a bridge! I want you to do better, Scholar. You needs to do better than the traitor that came before you, because Skullbash was the greatest traitor in the history of Snotantinople, of the greater empire of Snotopia. So, I need you to do whatever Snotbo says and prove that you's loyal and not again. All right. Do you want to make Scullo? Do you want to make Scullo? Will probably be one of the commandos under Snotbo. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. So he'll be added onto it. All right. So that's taken care of. What else did you want to? What else do you want to? Let's see. Let's pick a new big project to do, because we're working on bows and arrows for technology. That was the next step that I was thinking that we were going to do as far as tech goes. Do we have a new project we want to do in Snotantinople? You don't have the materials to make las guns. Like you are still in the woods with a couple pieces of scrap, but like not enough to make a weapon. Do you guys want to resume your adventure downriver? I think that wouldn't be a bad thing. You guys can catch up with your raft and then start going downriver. All right, so let's do river, and I like mech shop for DeBrain. So let's pick the people that are going with us. If DeBrain is staying, he's going to work on a mech shop. He's pretty competent. Like he could probably run Snotantinople like fine enough in your absence. Right now, you have squig hounds and attack squigs, and then meat squigs, and maybe a couple other random squigs that are just like weird squigs that don't necessarily have a purpose. All right, you guys want to go with Tree Climber and 5 other snots to go on your adventure? Do you guys want to bring Stinky along? Stinky has yet to prove himself, and he might just cause problems if he's left unattended. Okay, Stinky's coming along too. All right. So, all right. So what we're going to do is Brain's going to stay. He's going to work on building a mech shop. He's going to we're going to try to breed squigs. Yeah, I think those are going to be the two things we're going to do. Tree Climber, Stinky, and 2 Snotbo commandos. Why don't we get Snotbo has the commandos, and he's off in Skullstanbul. You'd have to like, do you want to go get them from him, or do you want to get some new snots? You can always like there you have a lot of snots. You also have the two. You also have Fast and Furious. You guys do have Grots as well. All right. My suggestion is we go Fast, Furious, Stinky, Tree Climber, you, and then 5 snots to like help you do stuff. That seems kind of what. Right now, you only have 4 grots, aside from the grotling mutants, which are grot-sized snotlings, which are you, Snotbow, and Tree Climber. All right. So you guys are heading off. You guys get back on the raft, and you shove back off. And this now you're truly kind of going into territory that you haven't been to. You've defeated the Humies. They're probably not going to come back immediately. Like they might come back immediately, but you have no reason to think they would. But you guys are shoving off down to go down the river, and we're also going to so I'm gonna set the scene. All right, you guys recover. You guys take your crew and you walk down to the river. It takes a little while to walk out to where you are, where the raft was, and you guys manage to find it, pull it free from the reeds, and set off again. And you have the snotlings are kind of the primary paddlers, with with Tree Climber and you paddling, and the grots paddling only if it's like you need to get a lot of muscle into it. And Snodius is standing like proudly on top of the raft, and as like you guys are beginning a new adventure, the camera kind of zooms in on the ring that you picked up, and zooms in on the Aquila, and we're gonna kind of freeze frame right there and call it an end to this session. All right. I hope you guys had fun. Good time. Everyone, cool. Glad everyone had fun. You guys got to fight humans. A lot of snotlings died. A lot of snotlings died. I have decided that I know what the ring is. We shall see. We shall see. All right, guys, I'm gonna go off and enjoy my weekend. It's a little hand reveal. Actually, I dig the art that I got for Snodius so far. I think his ear's a little off balance, but had a lot of fun. Thank you all for playing along. Thank you all for those of you who donated, which was Lamenter Chapter Master. I think he donated twice, and I think it was Old Man Skeletal who demoted twice. All right. Thank you all very much. You all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you all for supporting me. Thanks for joining me for the stream. And I will see you.